Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Source NBA Monday. Coming off a fun Super Bowl Sunday. Bets I gave out on YouTube. Eagles lost, over won. And then Jalen Hurts 2+ rushing touchdowns for plus 550. That was dope, that cat. But let's get back to the NBA because I'm currently on a 6-game winning streak. Will I make it 7 or will I crash and burn? We'll find out. Let's go.
Welcome to the Source. The Source. Hey, get the Source.
Utah on the road in Indiana. This is a 7 p.m. start time. Totals all the way up at 238. This line was Indiana minus 1.5, but actually it's moved 2.5 points. We're now looking at Indiana +1. In my opinion, this means one of Halliburton or Turner will sit. Let's take a quick look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Indiana minus 0.27, so basically a pick'em. So I guess a slight lean on Indiana, but most likely someone's going to be sitting. So the Pacers have looked so damn bad recently. I mean, Halliburton came back from injury and they went 3-1 against the spread. They lost 3 of those games. They're actually just 1-3 straight up. And now they've gotten 2 ugly performances in a row. They're now 3-3 against the spread since Halliburton returned. Indiana is now 2-15 in their last 17 games. 11 of those were without Halliburton, but still, Halliburton's been back. They're just 1-5 in the last 6. Now on the court, both of these teams take a majority of their shots from beyond the arc. So what I wanted to do was do a comparison and see how both of these teams have performed against other teams that have a similar offense that also take a majority of their shots from 3. Boston, Golden State, and Dallas are the 3 closest resemblances to these 2 offenses. Indiana is 2-2 on the season against these 3 teams. Utah just 2-4. Really not much to go by there. We gotta wait for the injury reports in this one. Like I said, Halliburton, Turner, I would bet one of them is gonna sit, but we'll see. I kind of like the Pacers either way. But here's what I'm going to do. I got a prop I like in this game. I'm going to take Colin Sexton over 4.5 assists. Pacers are dead last in the league, allowing assists to point guards over the last 30 days. Also, another prop, if Miles Turner does play, I'm going to take his under in rebounds, whatever it ends up being. So I'm leaning Pacers against the spread, but I'm not giving that out yet. I got to see injury reports, and I'm going to take those 2 props next game. Atlanta on the road in Charlotte. This is a 7 p.m. start. This total's all the way up at 240. Line was Charlotte +5, but it actually has moved up to 5.5 because everyone's a bet in Atlanta. Public is heavy on the Hawks here. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Charlotte +6.57. So as we're looking at it right now, this is a 1-point lean on the Hawks, but I think this line's going to continue to move. I wouldn't be surprised if it's up at 6.5 within the next few hours. Simple description for this one. I just really am having a hard time backing a Hornets bet right now. They've lost 5 in a row against the spread, and they're just 5-12 against the spread in their last 17. This just isn't a good team to put your money on recently. Meanwhile, the Hawks have been solid on the road. They're actually 7-4 against the spread in their last 11 on the road. I'm not crazy about laying 5.5 or potentially 6 or 6.5. But I can't get there with the Hornets. Give me Atlanta minus 5.5 next game. Denver on the road in Miami. This one's got a 7:30 p.m. start time. Total's down to 219.5, which is low as hell for this season. Line was Miami minus 1.5, but it drops down to 1, most likely because the entire world's betting Denver so far. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to our model, the line for this game should be Miami plus 4.45. So that's a significant lean on the Nuggets. We're talking about a 3.5-point lean. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 5.5-point lean on Denver. Let's take a look at the injury report for this game. I'm putting it on the screen. There's just so many question marks on both sides. So how can we make a prediction for this game right now? We can't. The reason I'm adding it to the video is, number 1, it's a good game. It's one of the better games of the night. Denver on the road to Miami. That's a good one. Number 2, I have a strong lean on the Heat here. Public is heavy on Denver, and the Nuggets have lost 4 of their last 5 on the road. I'm not going to be placing any bets until I see final injury reports, but most likely I'm on Miami here next game. Battle of New York City. Brooklyn is on the road in Midtown Manhattan to play the Knicks. This is a 7:30 p.m. start. Total sitting at 220.5. Line is Knicks minus 2.5, and it stays at 2.5 despite the public being heavy on New York. So we'll have to see if this line eventually moves. Let's glance at our spreadsheet. According to our model, the line for this game should be Knicks minus 10.46. So we're talking about an 8-point lean on the New York Knicks. My initial hesitation on laying a Knicks bet tonight is just the lack of the perimeter defense lately. And it doesn't make sense because that's Tom Thibodeau 101. In the last few years, the Knicks have had an elite perimeter defense month in and month out. Something you can always rely on is the Knicks perimeter defense. Here's the thing. In the last 3 weeks, they're just 18th in the NBA defensive efficiency on the perimeter. That's particularly concerning in this matchup because Brooklyn launches an assload of threes. That's all Brooklyn is right now. It's defensive pieces and three-point shooter. Good news, Knicks. Josh Hart is now in the lineup. He played his first game with the Knicks the other night against Utah, held the Jazz. Utah's a good three-point shooting team. Held the Jazz to just 9 of 32 from 3. If the Knicks defend the perimeter tonight like they did against the Jazz the other night, they should beat the Nets comfortably. Don't sleep on Brooklyn though. There's a lot of good young pieces on that team. I'm taking New York minus 2.5. I'm also going to throw a few dollars on the under at 220.5. Next game. Wizards on the road in Golden State here. This is a 10 p.m. start time. Total sitting at 234. Line is Golden State minus 3.5. It actually jumps up to 4 for a little bit, but then settles back in at 3.5. Public is heavy on the Warriors. This is the most public bet on the board tonight. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Golden State minus 2.32. That's about a very small lean, about a 1-point lean on the Wizards. So how do you beat the Washington Wizards? Simple. Attack the basket. That's been their biggest defensive weakness all year. They really struggle to protect the rim. What's one thing that Golden State almost never does? Attack the basket. Look at the mismatch here. The Warriors in the last 3 weeks are second in the NBA in three-point frequency. Their shot frequency at the rim, 28th. Meaning a large majority of their shots come from outside, and they very rarely attack the rim. Washington Wizards defense, just 25th at protecting the basket. Like I said, that's their weakness. You got to attack the basket against the Wizards. How are they against the three-point shot? 7th in the NBA in the last 3 weeks. This team can play defense on the perimeter. Also, looks like Kyle Kuzma is going to return to the lineup for Washington. If you remember, he was hot as hell for most of January. He did cool off a bit in his last few games before getting hurt, but maybe missing a few games is exactly what he needed to get hot again. Gotta fade the public here. Everyone's all over Golden State. Good. Let them. I'm not deboarding. I am staying aboard the Wizards wagon. Let's go. Washington plus 3.5. Definitely going to be on the final ticket. Possible top bet. Next game. Lakers on the road in Portland. Another 10 p.m. start here. This totals all the way up at 237. Line opened up Portland minus 2.5, but this line is on the move. You can see here, public kind of evened out a little bit, but look at all that sharp money in on the Lakers. And this line has been gradually moving. We're now down to Portland minus 1. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Portland minus 0.42. So Portland minus a half point. I mean, very, very small lead. Nothing really to go by there. Now, both of these teams have lost 3 of their last 4 games, but the Lakers have more of an excuse, in my opinion. They were going through a serious transitional period. They shipped guys out, brought in new guys that weren't ready yet. Also, LeBron set out a couple games in there. This new Lakers lineup is kind of tough, man. And I'm not a Laker guy. I'm a Knicks fan. But look at this. I mean, the starting 5 now is Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell in it. We knew that. But look at the second unit. Their second unit. Troy Brown, Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley. Yo, this Lakers team is looking pretty nice right now. And to be honest, I don't believe in this Portland team at all. I don't like the way it's built. I didn't like the addition of Jeremy Grant. I mean, Cam Reddish was struggling to get minutes on the Knicks. He couldn't even see the floor. He's in the starting 5 for Portland tonight. Definitely on the Lake Show tonight. This one's going on the final ticket. Possibly a top bet. We'll see. I'm doing a top 3 bets tonight. So it might, probably not actually. We'll see. But I'm on the Lakers. Give me Lakers plus 1. If anything changes about any of the bets I just said, or if there's any crazy injury updates or line movement, I will let you know on Twitter. So give me a follow there if you like. Also, if you want the final tickets with the top bets, parlay of the day, that kind of stuff. We've had 6 consecutive winning days, looking to make it 7. If you want that stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. NBA Monday, 11 games tonight. There's a lot of action. Remember to bet responsibly. Let's keep the winning streak going, and I will talk to you on Twitter.